You're about to set some goals for 2026, right? And maybe you've already actually written them down. Things like get in better shape, make more money, finally start that business, be happier, more present, more abundant. These are all things that I do almost every year for the last 40, 30 years. And here's what's going to happen, unfortunately, by February, maybe March, if you're really disciplined, you're going to be right back where you started right now. The same patterns, the same frustrations, the same life. And you're going to wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I make it stick? But here's the truth. Nothing's wrong with you. The system you're using and operating from is what's broken. And look, I spent 15 years doing exactly what you're about to do. I set goals, I made vision boards, I did the affirmations, I read every manifestation book under the sun, and I went to the seminars. I'd get all fired up for about 3 weeks and then, crack, right back to the familiar. And the worst part, I actually knew what I was studying worked. I'd seen it work for other people. I'd felt it work, sometimes for me, but I couldn't make it work permanently. So here's what I want to show you in this video. There's a completely different approach. It's not about setting goals, okay? It's not about willpower. It's not about trying harder. It's about engineering your reality from the inside out using a 5-stage system that actually addresses why you keep ending up back where you started and nothing changes. I call it the reality engineering protocol, REP. And it's not theory. I'm living it right now. I created it, testing it out in real time while building a meditation app, writing this book, and having one of the best years of my life at 51. Okay. So here's why New Year's resolutions just fail most of the time. You set a goal. I'm going to make maybe 200,000 this year. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to finally be happy. And then you try to willpower your way there. You try to think positive. You try to take action. You try to override your current reality with a new one. But here's the part that is not fun to hear, but you need to hear. Your current reality isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's not the economy or your circumstances or your past. Your current reality is a perfect reflection of your unconscious programming, the beliefs you don't even know you have, the emotional addictions you've been running from or for decades. I can relate to all this. The frequency you're broadcasting 24/7 without even realizing it. And here's the thing, until you address that programming, you're just, we're all just fooling ourselves that anything is going to change long-term. You can set all the goals you want. You can visualize all you want. You can affirm. But if the old program is still running in the background without you knowing it, it's going to inevitably win every single time. That's why you keep ending up back where you started. Not because you're broken, but because you're trying to install new software while the old program is still running in the background. It took me a long, long time to figure this stuck loop I was in and why. And I figured it out the hard way. Like a few years ago, my wife and I moved from San Diego to Florida, and our kids were getting older and about to be empty nesters. And suddenly, without all the noise and distraction of our California life, I didn't have the friends, didn't have my golf buddies, the kids were growing up, so a lot less activities and things to attend to. I actually had to sit with myself, really sit with myself. And what I saw wasn't pretty. I saw someone who spent decades chasing the next thing, starting businesses and then abandoning them, getting that, what I call that dopamine hit of, oh my gosh, this is the answer. This is going to be different this year. And then never following through. And I saw someone who'd done well in sales, made good money, but I hadn't followed through with pursuing my passion. I never created, my own thing successfully, never lived from my truth. And I realized I've been running the same pattern my entire life. Start, get excited, hit the hard part, find an excuse, quit, repeat year after year. But sitting in that void in Florida, something shifted. I stopped running. I I stopped distracting myself and I asked, why is nothing ever enough, Gavin? Like, why, no matter how much I make or accomplish, do I always feel like I'm falling short? And that's when I had to, really look in the mirror and I realized I already had everything that actually mattered. I had love. I had a wife who'd been my side through all these crazy ideas. I had help. I had family. I had friends, maybe from a distance, and wasn't really lacking anything. And that realization changed everything about how I approached creating my life. And you really look at it to a good extent, that's probably you too. And before, when I, was trying to manifest, I was always designing away from something, away from financial struggle, away from feeling stuck, and away from the fear that I wasn't enough. I was trying to solve problems, fix what felt broken, escape what felt wrong. But now I was designing forward towards something, not from need, but from wholeness, not from I have to create something, but I get to create something. And that shift from have to get to, it changed everything. I had an idea then that came to me for a meditation app, not because I needed to make money or because I was trying to prove something to myself, but because I'd been using guided meditations for years. And it was like the one transformational thing that really worked and helped. And I just kept wishing they were more personal, like more tailored to where I actually was in my journey that day and what was going on in my life. So I started building it and I call it Guyde. It's a meditation app that's actually personalized, that evolves with you, that walks you through transformation, not just like a relaxation, like help you fall asleep or, get calm. And as I built it, something emerged, like a protocol, a system, and 5 stages that I had realized I'd been following intuitively. And now I could see it clearly, like enough to teach it. And that's the reality engineering protocol. And it's what I'm going to teach you right now. So I call it REP, obviously acronym for the reality engineering protocol. It's 5 stages in order, which is really important. Each one is designed to address a specific gap that traditional goal setting and manifestation teaching, it just leaves out. It completely skips. So stage 1, the stamp. Okay. You can't change what you can't see. Most people have no idea what's actually running the reality in the background. They think they do. They can tell you their goals, but they don't see the unconscious beliefs, the hidden fears, the automated patterns, making their decisions without them even realizing it. And the scan is where you audit your current reality. You identify the recurring patterns, the unconscious beliefs, the dominant emotional state that you'll live in most of the time. And, like the places your energy is leaking. And this is really important. It's the awareness stage. Most people skip it. That's why nothing changes. Okay. Stage 2, the reset. And once you see what's running, you have to interrupt it. You can't install new software while the old program is running. You have to clear the space. Break that neural pathway, as Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, and release the emotional addiction to familiar feelings. This is the hardest stage, if you ask me, because your old self will fight like hell to survive. That's what it knows. Your brain sees change as like this threat or like death. It wants familiar. It's even if familiar is miserable, it knows it, right? The reset's where you do the daily work. Meditation is one of those things. Pattern interruptions, forgiveness, letting go of the old identity. It's uncomfortable, but it's also the most liberating thing you'll ever do, in my opinion. And I think you'll love it. Stage 3, the design. Now that you've cleared the space, you consciously design your desired reality, not big wishes, like precise blueprints is what I call it. But here's the key. You design from wholeness, not from lack. You design for the essence of what you want, not the specific form necessarily. And I go into more detail in the book, but you design towards something, not away from something. And this is where you write your reality engineering state. That's what I call it, your blueprint. And the vision you're going to broadcast, okay? Which then leads to stage 4. I call it the signal. This is where the real work happens. You learn to broadcast that frequency of your desired reality before it manifests. physically, right? You generate the feeling now. You embody the state now. That's some, day when conditions are, oh, this is perfect now. And most people do this backwards. This was me for a long time. They really, they wait for the reality to change before they let themselves feel good. But you have to feel it first. Okay. That's the signal. That creates the reality. The stage is about consistency, maintaining your frequency, recalibrating when you slip, making elevated emotion your new baseline. In stage 5, the lock. Finally, you embody the new identity so you completely, it's just part of you, that your nervous system accepts it as normal. And this is the difference between temporary success and permanent transformation. This is what makes it stick. You do the reps, I call it rep, right? You act from the new identity. You celebrate the wins. You protect your environment. And you give it time. And one day you realize the old patterns don't tempt you anymore. The old fears don't control you. The old frequency, it feels foreign, like something that's gone from the past. And that's when you know it's locked. Look, I'm not writing this from some mountain as a guru who's got it all figured out. I'm in this with you. I'm building Guyde right now, going through all these kind of things, living it. I'm living the protocol in real time. I still flip. I still doubt, still face this, human challenges we all do. But I get back faster. And that's what this is all about. Not perfection, progress, not arriving, evolving. I'm having, the best year of my life last year financially, and plan that again. I don't worry about money anymore. Not because I'm rich, but because I changed my frequency. I changed my signal. I'm building something that matters, right? Something that I believe is going to hopefully help millions of people. And not because I need it to succeed, but because I'm doing what I'm here to do and inviting you to do the same, whatever that looks like for you, whatever your version of your best life is, the reality you really want to create. So here's what I want you to do. Forget the goals for a minute. Okay. You've been doing that forever. Forget the resolutions. Forget trying to willpower your way to a different life. Instead, I want you to get the book. Okay. And again, it's called The Mind Reset. And it's about the reality engineering protocol I'm talking about. And I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm not looking to make money off the sales of the book. I want to help you. I want to get this out there. I'm sharing this from love, from wholeness, from the desire to help you actually transform. And the link, it's in the description, right? Go there, download it, read it, grasp it, do the work. And if you want guided, support through each stage, I'm building guide meditation to specifically coincide with this. And it's a meditation app that walks you through the scan, the reset, the design, the signal, and the lock with personalized meditation. So this all sticks and it evolves with you. And actually right now, depending on when you're watching this video, I'm launching a beta test group. And if you join, you'll get the app completely free. As a beta tester, you get the book, you'll be getting bi-weekly coaching calls with me, and you'll be a part of the foundation of something that's, I think, going to help a lot of people. Again, the link for that is in the description. Spots are limited because I want to work closely with this group. There's no catches with this. I really want your help and make it great. Look, you've done enough learning. You've read the books. You've been to the seminars. Like I said, you know the concept. So have I forever. We're pros at this. It's time to actually engineer the life you want now, not someday, not when conditions are perfect, now. In 2026 or whenever you're watching this, it can be the best year ever. You don't have to be at the beginning of the year because you set better, things for you, but because you've changed the programming, creating your reality. You've scanned, you've reset, you've designed, you've signaled, and you've locked it in. That's the reality engineering protocol. Get the book, goes into much more detail, and you're going to see what this looks like. And then I'm going to, invite you to get started today. Use Guyde, join the beta group, do the work. Your reality is waiting, and so are you. So let's go. Also, if you comment here, I can send you the link directly on here. And I would love to hear your questions, your thoughts, and what do you want What do you feel like has, maybe held you back in the past? What's missing that you would really like to get answers on? So let me know. Also, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe, and I look forward to helping you create the reality you know is possible. I'll talk to you. Much love. Bye bye.